First of all, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Nityananda Prabhu Vishnupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Goswami Maharaj, and also to Nityananda Prabhu Vishnupada Stotra Satya Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayani Goswami Maharaj, to their lotus feet that remove all fear, and also to Nityananda Prabhu Vishnupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj, all the sannyasis, all the mothers, all the devotees absorbed in the mood of Mahaprabhu, everyone who has agreed to listen Harikatha, to the lotus feet of all the mothers, please accept, everyone accept my lotus, everyone accept my obeisances unto their lotus feet. Now we are performing Navadip Dham Parikrama, this 16 crores parikrama of Navadip, and performing this parikrama, this place we are now, it's called Modrumadvipa. This place is no different from Ayodhya. And also this place is Bhandirvana from Vrindavana. You have heard that in this place Mahaprabhu performed beautiful pastimes. Especially in this place, this is the place of Vrindavana Thakura. These verses Gurudev is reciting are written on the wall. You cannot hear, but he is reciting verses. So he's saying that Narayani, she took the remnants of Mahaprabhu, and in this way she became pregnant of Vrindavana Thakur. Krishnadasa and Vedavyas is Vyasadev, and Caitanya-Vyasa is Vrindavana Thakur. This Vrindavana Thakur, he came from the womb of Narayani, who was very dear to Mahaprabhu. When Narayani was very young, she was the niece of Srivas Thakur. And when she was very young, Mahaprabhu used to give his remnants to her. And Narayani Devi, every day she used to bring water from the Ganges to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu used to take bath with this water. Shastra explains all of that. Here, in this place, Vrindavana Thakur, he wrote this book, Caitanya-mangala. When he found out that Locana Thakur had written a book, another book, with the same name, Caitanya-mangala, then he changed the name of his book to Sri Caitanya-bhagavata. So in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, there are two books that are very prominent, Caitanya-caritamrita and Caitanya-bhagavata. Although, if you want to know about the whole life of Mahaprabhu, his pastimes, you need to read many books. But these two, Caitanya-caritamrita, Caitanya-bhagavata, those are the main books of our Gaudiya Sampradaya. Vrindavana Thakur, when he wrote this book, Caitanya-bhagavata, he was so absorbed in Nityananda Prabhu. We can see that in Caitanya-bhagavata, he described mostly the glories and pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. Then he saw the book was very large, became very big. Then he manifested just a little bit of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And then after, Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami said in his book, the remnants of Vrindavana Thakur, what he left to me, what he did not write, this is what I will write here. This is what I will describe in Caitanya-caritamrita, especially the Divyanmada Dasha of Mahaprabhu after he took sannyas, all of these pastimes. This is described mostly in Caitanya-caritamrita. There are two pastimes of Mahaprabhu, two types. One is Balyakal, from childhood until when he took sannyas, and after he took sannyas until when he disappeared. The Grihastha-lila of Mahaprabhu and his sannyasa-lila. Until 24 years, Mahaprabhu, he lived in family life. He stayed 48 years in this world, 24 years as a Grihastha and another 24 as sannyas, performing pastimes as sannyasi. Our acharyas, they explain, if we study Caitanya-bhagavata and Caitanya-caritamrita, we can know about all the lilas of Mahaprabhu. After that, other acharyas also describe so many pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So in this place here is no different from Ayodhya. You have heard in Treta Yuga Bhagavan Ramachandra Ramachandra, he came here and he took rest in this place. Also he spent his life in exile here. Ram and Sita together, they spent exile in here. Then Ramachandra, one day, he started to smile, and Sita Devi asked, "Why are you smiling, my husband?" Then Ramachandra, he said, "After my pastime as Rama in Dwapara Yuga, I will manifest my pastimes as Krishna." And remembering these pastimes, Rama started to think about these pastimes as Krishna. And then after Dwapara Lila, I will perform pastimes as Gaura. In Kali Yuga, I will appear as Mahaprabhu. And in these pastimes as Mahaprabhu, I will take sannyas. So in the pastimes as Krishna, I will manifest pastimes of sweetness and meeting, but in Gaura Lila, I will manifest pastimes of separation. So there are two sides of love, meeting and separation. Vipralamba, Viraha, Sambhoga, and Milan. Meeting and separation. Acharyas explain that without separation, Sambhoga and Milan means meeting, and Vipralamba and Viraha means separation. So Acharyas explain that without separation, the meeting can never be nourished. Without separation, the meeting cannot be nourished. As much as we feel separation, more the meeting will be wonderful and marvelous. Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and also in Ujjwala Nilamani, he's explaining about 4 kinds of separation, 4 kinds of meeting. Purvarag, Man, Prabhas, and Prem Vaichitya. These are the 4 kinds of separation, viraha. In the same way, there are 4 kinds of meeting. In the end, there are 32 kinds of separation, 32 kinds of meeting. And if you put them together, then 64 types of separation and meeting. Shastra explains that. But the time is very brief here, very short. We cannot discuss this in detail. So that we may enter the realm of bhakti, we should understand about meeting and separation. How this meeting and separation will churn or touch our heart in bhakti. Especially Rupa Goswami, he is the recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy. He has manifested all of that. Kadamahyam dadati swapadam tikam. Rupa Goswami, he satisfied the desire of Mahaprabhu. In Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Narottam Das Thakur explained that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most uh, intimate or the innermost desire of Mahaprabhu's heart was fulfilled by Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami fulfilled these desires through his books. Srila Gurudev, when he used to come here, he used to become so absorbed in Rama-lila, very absorbed. And his throat used to be choked, and everybody used to cry by listening his Harikatha, especially our Trivikram Goswami Maharaj, that was Vedantic. He used to be so absorbed in Tattva Siddhanta, but when he heard these pastimes of Lord Ram by our Gurudev, even he used to cry. Also nearby here you have seen Saranga Murari, the place of Saranga Murari. Saranga used to be someone very dear to Mahaprabhu, and he became old, but he had no disciples. Then Mahaprabhu himself told to Saranga, Saranga, you should make one disciple. If you have a disciple, then the disciple can bring some warm water for you, can give you an asan to sit, can cook for you. Then Saranga said, but in Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to find a disciple. Shastra is saying that Shishya, this verbal root, shas, means that person who accepts the words of Guru. All the instructions of Guru the disciple accepts, and also he accepts the discipline and the chastisement of Guru. He puts everything on his head, which means he accepts everything without complaining or saying any words. Whatever thing comes from Guru, he will accept. So Saranga said, I will not make disciples. But Mahaprabhu said, no, make one disciple. Then Saranga said, okay, the first person that I see tomorrow, Mahaprabhu said, tomorrow the first person that you see when you go to take a bath in the Ganges, you give mantra to that disciple, to that person, and that person will become your disciple. So Ganges is flowing nearby here. Now it's a little bit far, but at the time Ganges was flowing nearby here. So Saranga next day went to take bath in the Ganges during Brahma Muhurta. It was dark even. He went to take bath in the Ganges. He saw a dead body floating in the Ganges. And Saranga gave mantra to that body, gave Krishna mantra to that body. And then and then that body became alive again. That person recovered their life. And in the village, everybody was impressed by knowing that by giving mantra, Saranga brought him back from the dead. So everybody came to see. Then they asked, what is the name of that person? The name of the person was Murari. Murari was the person who had died before. What happened? Murari, he was bit by a snake, and according to Bengali culture, when a snake bites someone, they don't bury or burn that body. They throw in the water because maybe the person can come alive again or something like this. So Murari, the snake bit him, and they threw his body in the water. Saranga had such a powerful mantra that the mantra brought him alive again. The parents of Murari and everyone went and said, "Oh, let's go back to our house." And Murari said, "What? Who are my real parents? Actually, my real parent is Saranga, who is my guru. That person who is giving me prema bhakti is my guru." Who are our real parents? That person who is giving Krishna, sorry. Mhm. That person who gives us Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem in our heart, that person is our Guru. Then Murari said, my relation, my relationship that I had with you was only like a bodily relationship. But now my Guru, he gave prema in my heart and he brought me alive again. So I will not give up my Guru anymore. I will not give up my Guru. Then Murari, he used to live with Saranga, and then everybody used to call them Sharanga Murari. Saranga was not an ordinary person. He was an associate of Mahaprabhu, very dear to him. And also, nearby here there was a bakul tree. You heard about this. Saranga, he put only one branch on the floor, on the ground, and from that branch one huge tree grew up. Saranga, he was so strong that he was able to carry like very heavy branches of trees, and he also used to play flute. Mahaprabhu had so many associates, and he was very powerful and prominent among all of these associates. Also, we cannot describe with our words how Saranga he used to preach, how he used to preach, and he used to distribute prema, this devotee Saranga. So we had the darshan of Saranga Murari. Also, on the way, we passed through the ashram of Janamuni when Bhagirath he brought Ganga here. The water of Ganga, the water of the Ganges, took the paraphernalia of Jana Rishi. Then he drank all the water of the Ganges. He kept in his water. Then Bhagirathi was saying, "Oh, where is the water of the Ganges now?" And then Jana Rishi gave back the Ganges, and that's why one of the names of Ganges is Janavi. There's so many stories. The Vaishnavas will speak more about this, and I will end my speech here. Manjakalpatarubhyascha. Kripasindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavanabhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.